Hello, Miss Prada. Okay, so this is my vlog, as you can tell, and basically I'm just going to be talking about the portfolio we had to make for Broadcasting 4, and basically the rundown of everything, complications, things that went well, things that didn't, stuff like that. So, I'm just going to start from the very beginning. So, my homepage was pretty easy. Miss Prada came up with the title, Marvelous Mal, I guess, because I'm so marvelous, I don't know. And then I just wrote kind of like what the portfolio contained and just like what exactly people were going to be seeing. So the homepage is pretty simple, just like what the website was about. Then I have my About Me page, so I just have two pictures with my friend Audrey and then one with Caroline, my best friend from Texas. And then I wrote a little bit about myself, and I just wrote, my name's Mallory Sprouse, I'm a senior at Coxsville High School in Concord, and then I wrote about how I want to do something in the film industry and just with cameras and something like that. I dream of being a sports photographer for like a college basketball team. That's like my main thing. So I said how I want to do that, and I plan on doing that by majoring in communications and minoring in like a sports film or photography type thing. So that's the plan as of now. So I wrote about that, and my goal is to attend App State because they have an amazing communications program and media department. So that's what I wrote about in my About Me page. So now we're going to get into the real stuff, film samples. So for my investigative report as well as my feature on a community member, I used the same video, which was Impact Through Education Awards. So that was when me, Madison, and Beth went to Mount Pleasant and we filmed the winners of the Impact Awards. I also went to the board meeting that the Impact Awards were being announced at, filmed there, and then I went to Mount Pleasant as well. And then Beth and Maddie went to another school and they filmed there, but I couldn't make it that day, so I went to the other places. And for the video, I was in charge of basically all of the editing for Mount Pleasant's part, so the two teachers and then two students. I did all the editing for that, and then it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, but we got it done. But yeah, that was a good video, and like I said, I filmed at the board meeting as well. So it wasn't really hard, but we had to edit fast, and we kind of didn't realize how much footage we really had until we were editing. So it was kind of crazy, mainly for Beth and I, so we did that. But it went really well. And then for my public service announcement, this was really fun. I really enjoyed filming this. I filmed with a few of my friends. It was mainly me and my friend Megan Bissett. She's a junior. And she had to make a video for her English class, so she asked me if I'd help with filming. And I was like, oh my goodness, yes, can I use it for my broadcasting portfolio? I'll help you edit, I'll help you film everything. She was like, of course. So me and her put together this public service announcement, and me and Austin Smith actually wrote the script for it. It's also on my portfolio under writing samples, and we did the script and everything, and then me and Megan used the script from videos we found, like news articles and stuff. That was where we got our research from, like a news segment or something about the rape issue and like sexual assault issue and everything. So that's what our public service announcement was on. And then we took, I think, 2 or 3 days, filmed at Megan's house with multiple people, just had like a bunch of small clips that like described like what was going on exactly, and just like a public service announcement and just like how crazy everything was. So we did that. And then for my silent film, this was my Young Life video. I went on a Young Life trip called Fall Weekend, and I filmed the whole thing on a GoPro because we didn't have our phones. We weren't allowed to have our phones. So I filmed everything on a GoPro, just my weekend and everything, so it was pretty great. That was my silent film because there's just music, that's it, there's no talking or anything. So I used that, and then that was pretty easy. It was pretty easy, but it's like a little montage video and I love it. So then my commercial, I filmed this a few weeks ago with David Diaz. So filmed the commercial. It's about hoodies, which basically we're talking about how zip-up jackets aren't as good as hoodies. So you gotta get your hoodies instead of your zip-ups. So yeah, that was pretty much the video. It was like a little fun, like kind of like bad commercial, like making fun of like the whole idea. So I think it was fun. It was a quick little commercial video. It's like 2 minutes long. So yeah, that was a little funny one. Pretty easy, nothing crazy. But the only thing that was hard about that video was the wind. There was so much wind, and I cannot like cut that out, obviously, of the background. So we had to like keep refilming and everything. But other than that, that was like our only complication. Then we have the music video, which that was a lot. That was a lot of complications. Not a lot of good stuff came out of that. For one, you know, I was chewing my gum a lot. So now Miss Prada makes fun of me for it, but I kept chewing my gum, so you could see that in the video. Oh well, sorry. And we didn't have a speaker, for one. We had a speaker actually, but it was really like a tiny speaker, like couldn't hear much off of it, so no one in the hallways could hear the music going on. That was one big complication. Another one was just communication. We didn't have communication with each other. No one knew what was going on, and when people did know what was going on, everyone had a different idea of what was going on. No one knew exactly everything. No one was on the same page, so that was horrible. Also, we had shaky cameras, had to redo clips a bunch, then still couldn't use them, like cameras dying, everything. It was just not good, so that stinks, but it's done, but it's not the best it could be. Then my vlog, which I'm filming right now, and filming it like a week before portfolios due, so that's good. That's all my videos. And then writing samples, this was just stuff we did throughout the semester. We like turned it on Canvas. So my cover letter that was a really long time ago. My cover letter was just talking about like what I'm focusing on and like what I want to do. I wrote how I want to work as a UNC basketball photographer and videographer, and my cover letter was just talking about that, and then like what I'm involved with in school and everything. Then I have my production resume, which just says basically what I've done like in like broadcasting department, and like I've also done yearbook, so like I wrote stuff about yearbook, and then, you know, I was a photographer outside of school, so I wrote about that. My resume was pretty good, like little fixes needed to be changed, but I fixed that already and it's good to go. Then I have my screenplay script, which I talked about earlier. It's me and Austin Smith made it for the PSA. So yeah, we just wrote about everything. We wrote the cast, we wrote like the background, because we used, again, like a news segment on sexual assault and the issue of that, so we used like the background voices and everything for that. Then I have my leadership and collaboration anecdote, and I wrote about Young Life fall weekend and how I went, and I was a leader for the weekend actually, so I wrote about my leadership within that weekend and how I helped people and everything like that. Then I have my creative writing piece, and I wrote about the time I discovered I had vertigo, which I don't know if you've read it or not, but I have vertigo, and that's when I get like super dizzy at random times, and it's horrible, and it's really hard to like fear that every day. So I wrote about the time in 5th grade that I found out that I had vertigo. So that was my creative writing piece. And then my written explanation just explains like my portfolio as a whole basically, and like everything like that. It's just like 2 paragraphs. And then I have my contact page, which just has like if someone wanted to contact me after they saw all my work, so like they just put their name, email, their comment, and then I have my email and my phone number. So yeah, that's basically it. Overall, the portfolio like was pretty good, and like this semester was pretty good. We had complications on videos, but we also had like a lot of like fun times, and like learned a lot, and like we taught each other things. Like so many people have taught me things I didn't know, how to work on iMovie and Final Cut. I didn't know how to use Final Cut, now I do. Like it's just little things like that. And overall it was like a great semester. Like I'm good friends with every single person in the Broadcasting 4 class now, and like we're so close, and I hope we can continue to hang out, you know, after class is over. But yeah, it was really good. I really loved this class. I loved it this semester, and my portfolio is done, and I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, this is the last thing I have to add, and it's my vlog. So yeah, and I will talk to you soon.